Alrighty. Close that. Hey, D4, and then maybe I'll upload this. Okay. Let me change my view. Okay. Let's go for some fun stuff, dude. So I'm going to play the King's Indian. And I know for a fact you play the Bayonett attack. Tacomaster. So theory is C5, and then F5, and then knight back. Ah, he's out of book. Cool. Lovely. Lovely. I'm out of theory. I know. Yeah, he just typed into chat. I'm out of theory now. Nakamura says, I'm just typing in chat, this is the sharpest line into the bayonet. So let's have fun. So yeah, this is a pretty sharp line into the bayonet. I think just F5, no real question about it. A5 is an option, but I think in this position I kind of want to let him come to me on the queen side. No need to, no need to start the action on the queen side when all my pieces are on the king side. Okay. This idea is inaccurate for some reason. What was the reason? I think I win that. What's the line I'm thinking of? The line I'm thinking of went here, here, here. What did he play there that like fucked me up? I think he took here. Basically, you win this pawn if he plays that way. So I will just take, and take. And that's really annoying for him. This is not actually the threat that it is in some other King's Indian lines from memory. Okay, I need to stop blitzing out moves, but from here I think I've got it pretty easy. H3 here, take. I can go for like the just takes approach. Maybe H3 first, or yeah. H3 first. I can go for mating him, or I can go for just taking in the center and claiming I'm up a pawn. Everything works. Yeah, he's trying to play this like it's something standard when it's not. But he does now have this pawn adequately defended. So push, here, takes, push. I've already got a lot of space there. You gotta wonder how quickly his kingside attack is coming. Here, takes. Let's say here, takes, rook takes. Queen c7, c5. If I just take, I'm up a pawn. That looks good to me. H3, here, takes. Queen c7, queen d5 is not possible because of the knight. So c5, queen takes, pawn takes. And I can only really be better there. I'll be down the bishop pair. The alternative option, so this is a pretty sharp line, it's all about calculation. The alternative option is after takes, just play f5 and just go for the neck. No, let's just go for this. This looks fine. Here, takes. Here. And I don't see him drumming up counterplay. Alright, h3 baby. Full send. I do like the King's Indian. I got into the habit of believing that the King's Indian was not viable, which I don't think is true. I think the King's Indian is actually viable. So I should treat it like it's viable. I don't know. I quit the King's Indian because I thought that the kingside attack was unsound, but I've looked at a lot of lines in the King's Indian. It seems black can find equality if he's careful and booked up. My only fear with playing the King's Indian is there are a couple lines where black doesn't get the kingside attack. In like the Samish, however it's pronounced, Zamish. In the Zamish, for example, black doesn't actually get anything. See, now I'm seeing a problem with my plan here. After this move and takes, this bishop can start looking to come onto this diagonal. It's real annoying. Oh, I have push. That's really good. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so the same-ish. There's lines where like black can't actually claim anything. Alright, so I'm gonna take here. The trick to the King's Indian is getting this bishop moving. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. But all in all, I'm pretty happy. It's certainly not a position to complain about. Especially as black. I bet he wasn't expecting me to play the King's Indian. The more I looked at the King's Indian, the more sound it looked. As long as you're willing to accept that some lines are boring and some lines are fun. It's all about whether the white player is willing to let you have fun. You don't really get a say in it. I wonder what moves he's considering. I would have thought knight takes here as an automatic. I guess, yeah, so that makes sense. So it takes, now I take back. And then queen c8, and I don't see how he defends the pawn. And if he tries this, and if he tries this, then this. Oh, I did miss that move. He's attacking, he's not attacking. I mean, this is kind of risky, no? Because this rook lift seems desirable. I guess he goes here, but then I have this. Ah, that's the point. Attacking the knight. If I do some sort of rook lift, he goes here. And he's on the knight and the pawn. And defending both is pretty difficult. So here, I guess I could take here, bishop takes, and then interference. Looks really strong. Okay, I think that's fine. I will go for this rook lift. My idea is that at some point after I capture this, I'll have this. After I capture this, I'll have this. And then that f-pawn's really weak because of the bishop placement. Looks like a fun line. We'll see what he comes up with. So here, I just take here. If he takes with the bishop, I go here. And any of this idea, I have this in response. And then I can reinforce it if need be. Should be fun. Should be fun. Bum, 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 bum. This could be a fun little video for my YouTube series, The King's Indian. Not a lot of waiting between moves. Usually, if you watch my YouTube videos, it's quite a lot of waiting between seeing what moves I'm going to play. Here, I'm just kind of blitzing. But I don't know. I don't like this approach with the. He's attacking me on the king's side, which is weird. I should be attacking him on the king's side. I don't have this yet, obviously, because of the bishop, but the rook is running interference so that I can play this. And then this. And then after that, my position's like pretty short up. That's a manly move. So what happens if I just kick the queen? That's got to be bad. That's got to be terrible. Here, kick the queen. Here, queen goes here. Here. That's just a lost queen if he tries that. So here, 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 here. I also have just winning the pawn here. If he takes there, what do I do? Bishop takes even? Okay, I guess I'm starting to see this point. Okay, wait, here, let's say pawn takes, rook takes. Ah, yes, queen takes rook. It's a bit cheeky. Bit of a little tactic he's found himself there. So yeah, rook takes doesn't work. I think just this, right? Just kick him. I mean, if I just take here now, I'm on this rook. What's his plan against that? I guess he just moves the rook, but then even pushing looks really strong. Definitely forcing some concessions. I will just take. For now this pawn's blockaded, so I can just leave it there. Yeah, so he moves his rook. Then I can just push this. Really shoring up my position. That actually kind of looks like a pretty decent approach. I also have this. Maybe queen takes in that line. Almost everything seems to be good here, as long as I'm like slightly careful. I mean, if I go this, he basically has to go there. An f6. Even just even just f6 now. Like his position's really opening right on up. Maybe just f6? Or I can just play g5, but then I guess h5, sorry, h4, g5, h4. Hard to say there. Who's better, who's worse. This first and then g5? Rook b1, what a move. Oh no. What a move. Okay, so I do have this. He takes, then I go here. That position looks pretty annoying for him. Ah, he has this check. That's really strong. Here, here. I mean, in that position, I can just play queen to the f file. And then look for f6. Or I can just look for f6 now. I can go this. What happens? What's the consequence of that move? Takes. Pawn takes? Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, actually, in that I can... I mean, here, what if he does this? I can just take, I guess, and go here. Looking a bit shifty, that position. But theoretically should be sound. What if he does this, attacking the knight and the pawn? Tough call. Tough call. I think I'm going to play this. It looks like a sound approach. The only way for him to continue attacking is to start just throwing shit at me. And then maybe these sorts of breaks, or even this. Probably just this is fine. Trade these off and try winning this pawn at some point. Or probably this. Yeah, probably that. Then after h5, I can just take here, I think. Should be totally fine, because if he takes, just have pawn takes. If he takes, rook takes. Okay, he's looking to trade off the bishops. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a whole lot of sense, actually. Should I let him? I don't see why not. But maybe I'll let him take me. I want to know what he does against f6. Because now the bishops are getting traded, who cares, right? Okay, let's try f6. He takes. I'm just going to go takes in here. And then triple up. And claim I have the better minor piece. His king side would be so whack in that position. And this pawn is probably a weakness in that position. It's a pretty fun little line. Okay, I might play King's Indian more often. This is great. This is like chess as it was meant to be played. Maybe this was unnecessary. Maybe f6 was unnecessary. Maybe I should have prepped it. It's not a very friendly move. Yeah, he doesn't like that move. Your opponent not liking a move is one of the best indicators that it's a good move. This knight really can't move for now. For now, like, this pawn is too close to queening for me to... Like, he can even do this. Whoops. And I would have to sack the exchange. Obviously. I would lose a... What would I lose? A rook, yeah. I would lose a rook and a knight. For a queen and a pawn. So, technically... not very favorable to me, but it's just something to keep in mind. He always has lines like that. If he takes the bishop, actually I don't need a pre-move because I have this check, and then I can take back. And then that pawn is the best pawn of all time, probably. Can't argue with that particular pawn there. Okay, so he's taking it. And then queen f8, I think. No real reason I see not to. If I take now, he'll just take. So queen f8. Just see what he does. I also have ideas of like just sacking a pawn here. But for now, that's probably unsound. Yeah, let's go for this. And then in this position, king takes. Probably the way to go. I can now move my knight slightly. It'll still have the job of covering e7, but it can move. Also, I'm going to get my queen to f6 and my rook maybe to e8, maybe to f8. So I'm picturing like my plan, all else equal, is takes here, and then here or here, depending on what circumstances say I should do. Yep, so his bishop defends, makes a lot of sense. Takes, not the most critical. So I think takes, and here attacks the rook. Probably the rook will move over here. And then I triple up. And what's the material? What's the head count at the end of that, right? That's a real question. I think either way I should take here. This could just be a really good endgame for me. So yeah, queen f6. Attacks the rook. I could see this being a very good endgame once I sort this pawn out. Maybe I push, yeah, maybe pushing e5 is really reasonable. And then I get this knight in here, push, maybe I block with rook e8. I'll have to be pretty careful. In a lot of these positions I'll have to be very, very careful. But I don't think I'm much worse here. potentially better. His minor piece is bad. If all the rooks and everything were off, I'd argue that this position is almost winning for black. So trading the minors is a win condition for me. For example, sorry, trading majors. I can go here, takes, and then that's probably a decent position, and I can get my king in. That looks like real reasonable, but he might just avoid any trades. And again, it is pretty hard for him to avoid trades forever. I have pretty annoying moves. He has to figure out this rook. This rook has to move this turn. He's just picking a file for it right now. But I don't know, none of the files are like particularly great if you think about it. If he goes to this file, I'm just never going to take his pawn, and his own pawn becomes a liability. So that is an issue for him. This is really my type of game. Dear God, I haven't had chess this fun in a while. I love this. This is amazing. Maybe I just King's Indian every game from now on. Okay, so he chose a different approach. I'm not going to say his queen is nearly trapped, because it's not, but it's looking dubious, for sure. Like, just rook e8 looks really sound here. Or just knight g7. Push, takes. The only problem is rook takes there, and I can't take because he takes the queen. Check. Maybe I just leave that pawn alone, but oops. If I go here now, he will push, and I can't take it. Probably rook e8 is really reasonable here. I also have this check, but his queen's defending. So if I just kick his queen now, where's it go? You got to assume deeper into my position, right? But then I can just some of that dirty stuff. If he goes back, I'm not particularly afraid of that. I think rook e8 is appropriate. Yeah, for now I'm just going to go rook e8. I don't see any point in having it in f8. I can also play a5. a5, b5, a5, b5, and then here. Looks really reasonable actually. a5, but takes, and takes. I have all these checks at the back. So this is not yet possible. I think rook e8 to make this move and then this move possible, because then the rook will blockade. So here, and then rook takes here is possible. He'll have to figure out some remedy for that. Can we take a moment to appreciate my pawn structure? The train. Yeah, his pawn structure is a bit whack here. His pawn structure is actually really, really weird here. It's kind of funny. It's real funny. Sorry, I'm just reading out. I'm reading out his comments in the Lee Chess chat that you guys can't see, just in case you're wondering why I'm talking to myself. Okay, so we'll see what he comes up with, but I think just this plan of knight g6, and then knight f4, or maybe queen f4. Even rook f4 right now just wins a pawn if I want it. I don't really want it. Actually, maybe I do. Okay, if he doesn't address that threat, that is what I'll do next turn. I can't believe I missed that this turn, actually. Here. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable with checks and stuff. Like, very, very annoying checks and stuff. Very, very annoying. It's very hard to meet. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. I think this is just an improvement anyway, because I know that this is not at risk of promoting anytime soon now. It's a little bit of, like, peace of mind. So here, he is at risk of taking the rook, so I guess I would have to offer a queen trade there. And then takes, and then he has time to defend this pawn, however he chooses. Actually, here is an option. But then he takes here. That position's unclear. He won't technically have any checks, but you could see how I might be concerned about such a position arising. I just realized this rook is tactically vulnerable. What do you come up with? So I can just win a pawn outright there, I think. If I just take here, take here, take here. He takes here, check, here. It's questionable. I can also just go here, intermezzo. He goes here. And then what? Take, take. Take, take. It's a question, isn't it? It's a question. If I play here, takes, takes. Isn't that annoying? I guess not. Here, here, here. I mean, he's not actually threatening to take anything here. Maybe I just continue with my knight move plan. If he takes, takes, then I'm on this pawn, and it's hard for him to deal with. If not impossible. Here, here, I can just get my king up. Alright, let's go with this knight move. And then we should be winning this pawn. And then this move is really annoying. Even this is possible. Takes, takes, and takes. With the caveat that the whole house is hanging after that. So he takes. I think I am pretty much mandatorily recapturing. Yeah. This move's kind of annoying. I hadn't actually checked it out now that I think about it. He has this check. But, is it fine? Check. Here. Huh. Maybe here. Maybe here I don't even take the pawn. Maybe I intermezzo first. And then I take it. And if he checks, I go up. I think I will intermezzo first. So here, here. The knight can't move, it's pinned to the rook. Maybe if this, then this. I just ignore everything. Yeah, that looks right to me. Yeah. Don't need to give him counterplay. As long as I don't give him counterplay, his position's worse. What's the pawn count? It's dead even, actually. That's funny. That's actually really funny. You wouldn't have guessed it, hey? So this check's not on, but if his queen moves, it will be. Ah. There's an approach. I suppose now his point is taking here. And I take here, and he takes there. Huh. If I go here, he goes here. If I go here, is that not just a queen lost? So if I go here, he has to back up. Let's say he goes here. I want my knight to take the square. Knight here, here, takes, takes. I wish there was some sort of diversion or something. That would just put me down a piece. I can take here, actually. That looks pretty irritating. How do you meet that? With threats of this. Here. Let's say he just continues with his plans. What do I do there? I now have that check. Alright, may just go for this. If he does this. I can do this. No, I can't. The rook would be hanging. Here, here. What do I have there? King lift. Unironically, okay. This. There's nothing there. I need to stop checking it. Okay, so I will take the f-pawn if he's offering. And now there's like lots of tactics in the position. I might swing this rook over here and just say, if you want a queen, you better be able to queen before I mate you. So yeah, this creates an immediate threat of mate. So if he goes here, for example, I can just create the immediate threat of mate. Okay, so he's not happy with that. So what do I have? I have this move. And if rook takes, what do I have there? Okay, so if I play this, he goes here, 99%. Okay, but then I go here, and his queen is getting traded, whether he likes it or not, and then that should be losing. Okay, so here he goes back. Then what do I have? Knight here is very annoying. He wins that pawn, but I win this pawn. And there's so many checks. Okay, I'm gonna go for that. That looks good. Just need to be careful. There's so many tricks in this position. The position's just crazy sharp. This rook is technically not defending anything. Sorry, not defending vertically. It is defending horizontally. Vertically, it's useless, but horizontally, very useful. Because vertically it's useless because let's say he takes anything, I can just take this rook. If he goes here, I go here, and then he goes here, and then I take, and then he takes, and then here, and then I'm winning that pawn, I think, and then that position should just be over. Once I win this pawn, it's pretty hard for him to play. He does win this pawn back, but I'd be up 2 pawns there. Maybe I do want to keep the queens on. Actually, if the queen moves like to any of these squares, this check, how does he mate it? Alright, because that seems real difficult to mate. Alright, so if I go for this check now, what does he do? If he just tucks the king away, I guess I have nothing. Okay, well, I'm considering just going forth with my original plan. Here, what does he do? He has some intermezzos, which are annoying, but here, maybe I just go here, pinning the rook. Right, let's try that, because I want to win this pawn eventually. Or I want to trade everything. It's a pretty sharp game. Takes, queen takes, yeah. See what he comes up with. It's a very, very interesting position. Lots of viable moves. It's just if I win this pawn, what do they matter, right? I need to remember there's still these tricks after queen takes. Yeah. See, look, if I do takes, he's gonna do this. Cheeky little bastard. But I don't plan on fucking around with any of those moves. Here, here. Suppose I take here. Yeah, let's do that. I don't have time to calculate this perfectly. I'm going a lot off just pure instinct. This knight is a god knight. This knight is worth its weight in gold. It's amazingly, like, it's a 5th ranked knight, which is the second best knight, but it's also controlling all the squares that matter in this game. Like, all the squares that matter. This is where this knight was born to be placed. So we'll see what he comes up with. Like, a lot of lines are very problematic for him. Just by sheer virtue of I win if we just trade everything. There's still a lot of complications. There's still queens on the board, obviously. So if he tries this, I'm just going to take the rook. And he doesn't have any checks in that position. He's saying "oh" in chat, so I don't know if that means he found something or I found something. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he found something. So yeah, this move is just this. If he takes the knight, I check and take the knight. Take that. Actually, I don't even need to check. If he takes the knight, I'll just take back the rook. But he has this check at the end. Shit. So here, I take here. He takes here. I'd have to check here. No, I'd have to check here to be exactly precise. And then I'd need to take here to stop this check. That's still a crazy position. Crazy ass position, dude. I also wonder if there's like knight here checks at any point, at any stage. His position looks hard to defend, but it's also like we're both in time trouble. Kings are wide open. Anything can happen. Positional play doesn't... Like, if this was in classical, I would be like, yes, I've won, it's over. But because it's not classical, I have no way of evaluating this beyond just playing it as I go. Just play it as you go. What's he going to come up with? He hasn't moved yet. It's interesting. Any non-rook move, I take the rook with check. Should get me out of any trouble. I can also just take here like this. And like weave my king up to safety here somewhere. It's completely viable just taking this pawn. In fact, it might just be the safest way to play it. Once again, like I said, it's just very important we see what he comes up with. It looks very... I don't even know what options he's considering actually. Like that's... His position's so grim. It'd be hard to say what should he be thinking of, right? So yeah, the tactic he was trying to get me on last move was rook takes, queen takes, and then that, winning my queen. Very irritating. I wonder if there was like checking ideas there. I don't think there was. Yeah, so this knight move kind of avoids all of that. He's gonna, I reckon like, if I was him, I would go all in and just take that. And just claim the position's just so sketchy that being up the exchange means nothing. Okay. So that's what he's going for. I will just take the rook. And then he's going to play with the pawn. Is check anything? Not yet, but it will be next turn. Once I set it up. I also have this move. That looks pretty clean. I will go for that. Yeah, that looks very, very clean. Yeah, so that makes it like, even though I'm low on time, the queens get traded. And then he wins this pawn over here, I win this pawn over here, he moves his bishop. And then, yes, this pawn is here, but I can just win it. And then I'm up 2 pawns at the end of that, because I will win the e6 pawn. Man, I really like King's Indians. Okay, so he just took the pawn outright. Is anything like this possible? I don't think it is. Okay, I will just take here. No reason to beat around the bush. Actually, maybe I had checks. Maybe. Oh well. Who really cares, right? Just blockade on the dark squares, and then this is a really simple win. Is just here, here, and here. Should just be the simplest way to convert this. Yeah, so he might look for some discovered check ideas, but this will kill all those discovered. So here, any discovered check I take. So here, and then here, and then here. Any discovered check idea, I just move up. Okay. Oh, here, here. That's irritating. Maybe I just get on with the blockade. Yeah, I'll get on with the blockade. And then maybe just here. I got a challenge, ask. I'm guessing that's one of my viewers, right? Ah, you just said Ola in chat. 10 plus so? Yeah, I'll play with you after this game. You're not a cheater, right? Because I really, really, really despise cheaters. Okay, one sec. Let me just finish playing this position. He's not actually threatening anything. My rook defends. Ooh, he is actually threatening something. That's cheeky. So if he goes here, that's real cheeky. The discovered check wins the pawn for him, so I'm just gonna avoid all that. So now there's no more discovered checks. I'm gonna type in nice trick. So that is actually a nice trick. So if in case you guys don't see it, it's if I do something stupid, he goes takes, I take, and then he goes check, and my king has no way forward, and my king has to move. So king moves and then promotes. Very irritating. Okay, so he really wants the pawn. I am not going to give it to him. I think I can just go here. Actually, isn't it cleaner to just go, yeah. Just gonna go here. Oh, he can just take here. What am I doing? Takes, takes, takes. What am I doing? I guess I go here. Here, take. Oh yeah. That's all very annoying, hey. Is up a pawn enough to win? It's on both sides of the board. So takes, 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 here. A6. Is that enough to win? Because if not, I need a different strategy. I don't think it is enough to win, so different strategy it is. Maybe here, here, takes, takes, here. Yeah, that looks right. Does it? Here. If he goes down. His rook's really running out of entry points there. Takes, takes. Yeah, I will go for that actually. It looks a bit crazy. But here, here, I have this. And then I will just come in. Should be fine. My plan is this with the threat of mate, and then he'll have to figure out some crazy defense. Very hard to defend mate. Something like this, I'm guessing. And then I just stack up on the pawn. I am too lazy to cheat. I would bring the king closer, yes. A lot of people would. Being objectively the right move will do that. Alright, so let's get some king activity. So just checking here, he goes here, takes, takes. I can always get there in time. So that's totally fine. So now my plan is just check, and then he blocks, and then here. And then I should be there in time for anything. Should be fine. I'm happy to play you Ask after this. Should be fun. Let me just finish this up. As you can see, there's not much time left on either of our clocks. It's a hard position for him to defend. This mate threat is actually pretty serious. So, go here, I guess. Just get active. And then at some point I'll probably end up trading the rook for this pawn. Yeah, so he goes back. I'm just going to get the king over. If I get the king over, he has to check, which is really annoying. Okay, how do I do this then? A5, A4, doesn't seem to do it. Yeah, so now I can maybe trade into a favorable endgame some other way. So here, here, here. Eventually I'll take the bishop and then take this and then see if I can win that endgame with the outside pass pawn and the 2-on-1. I think I can win that. Hey Legion, how you doing, man? Nice to see you again, bud. Legion. Okay, so here we're now gonna send this idea. Ah, that's annoying. That's real annoying. But what happens if I now go back for this checkmate? Here, here, here. This looks really annoying for him. So now I'm just going to threaten the same checkmate from before. You should work on your endgames, buddy. Thank you, Fox Anonymous. I appreciate that. Hello, Legon. Good to see you. Look, my endgames are normally not bad. It's just I don't have much time to calculate. And there's a lot of tricks that he's a tricky player. If I had this in a classical game, I would have converted by now super easy. But I appreciate the support, Fox. I appreciate the support. Alright, so let's see what he comes up with against this idea. If he pushes, I'll just take, and he can't even take here because this is really annoying. This check at the end is really annoying for him. Definitely should work on my endgames a little bit. Not like super... I know the Lucina and Philidor positions in theory, but in practice it just does not work out like that. Okay, Ask 1693. You're going to be my next opponent. I believe... can you re-challenge me with increment if that's alright? Okay, so he made a move. I'm just going to take. He has this check, but I'm just going to move out of the way. Which way? I guess just here is fine, right? If I go here, he has check here, but then I take the rook. Okay. And if he takes this pawn, I have here. Okay. Feels like we've made progress, haven't we? Okay. It might be time to just play the outside pass pawn position. So... here. He can check me. He'll check me here. That's annoying. How to play this? There's so many checks. Maybe I just take this right away. Don't want to trade those pawns. Wow, this is a difficult endgame. I honestly have no idea how to convert this. Here, I guess I just run up. Yeah, running up with the king makes sense. As long as I don't like line up with my rooks, I should be fine. Lining up with my rooks is the only way I lose a piece. Because yeah, if I get to like here or something and then he checks me. So let's say here and then he checks me, I lose the rook. But I think as long as I just path like this, I don't see how he makes counterplay. Suppose he has check here and wins the pawn. No, if he checks me here, I'll go back. Will I? If I go here and he takes the pawn, I go here, I'm threatening mate, and how does he stop that? I guess check. I go here. But that position looks really easy to convert. Okay, I'm gonna go up. This is pre-scuffed conversion, guys. Pre-scuffed conversion, I'm not gonna lie. This is incredibly scuffed. Dear Lord. But here and then here. And then check and then here. And then check and then here. And then he gets back to his back rank, but my king has made serious progress. And then I will just ooh, that's what he's going for. So I go for something like, what happens if I take? Takes, check. I don't think that was a good move. If I take here, I guess it makes drawing chances easier for him. If I take here, take here, take here. Okay, let's just, I'm happy to take here because I have check and then he goes over and then I get on the 7th rank. Oh boy, this is so scuffed. Okay, check here. Is doubling on the 7th rank even worth anything? I don't think it is. With the benefit of hindsight. So if I go like here and threaten mate. Oh, none of those squares threaten mate. Alright, well let's just defend the pawn for now. Defend the pawn, get ready for some more checks. And then just keep getting my king up. I'm not gonna lie guys, this is pretty filthy. If I was watching this and I saw this endgame technique, I'd be pretty disgusted. But I think now we should have it. I'm just gonna get my king up, takes, and then get this pawn rolling, and then it should be very hard for him to hold pawns on both sides of the board. Should be very hard. Like the plan is clear, finally. If he goes to a6, what do I do against that? I get my rook here, I guess, would make the most sense. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going up with the king. Makes sense. And then next move is takes. And then with the 2 pawns, that should be too many. Too many. Ha 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 ha. I'm a meme master. Okay, so takes. He takes here is annoying, I guess. But then I just push. He gets behind it. A5, I run into check. Suppose I go here. A5 makes sense. At least in my scuffed ass head. A5. A5, rook A7, rook here. Okay, so check. I go here, I think. And if he attacks this, I can defend it really comfortably. And then my plan is pretty simple. If he attacks this, I can actually just push it, I think. Now, I wanna get rid of this. Are there any discoveries? No. Okay, fuck. I didn't actually check for discoveries before I played that move. I really should have. Okay. So now, this should be clean. Just take once. He resigned. GG, wow. That was difficult. Okay, let's just run that through analysis, then I'll accept my viewer challenge. Just run it through analysis real quick. Wow, tough game. Tough game. That was some weird King's Indian. I'm guaranteeing there's going to be, like, the engine is going to have serious objections to the way I played. So h6 is actually... Oh, so I actually transposed here where I shouldn't have. I should have played h6 and not allowed the transposition, but if he goes here, takes. And then what's the counter? Queen c8. And there really is no way to hold the pawn there, is the crazy thing. Okay, let me just let the analysis run. Just need to, yes. So the endgame, look, it was poor, yes, but it was never losing, if you think about it that way. Like, I never went from a winning position to a drawn or a lost position. Now I say that's clean enough, right? If I can get the win, I get the win. Like, how can you argue with that, right? The win is the win. Plus, winning on the black pieces against this guy Tacomaster, he's pretty strong. I reckon he's stronger than his rating. He's been some IMs and NMs and Blitz pretty comfortably. And I think he's been an FM. Yeah, like he's doing well. So apparently this was the way, but I didn't see anything after this move. What do I play? Oh, you can just take. Wow. Okay, so yeah, this position was takes, and then what's the big whoop? Oh, and then I guess f6 was the threat. Let's just say he continues a3. I just triple up on the f file. a4. Oh, okay, he moves over. Okay, I get the idea. Wow, that was actually a very clean game. Look at that engine net eval. Jesus. I'm a monster of the King's Indian. Somebody stop me. How am I this good? So just 2 mistakes, and one of them was just not taking here. It didn't actually like f6. I liked f6. I thought it was very practical. Apparently not. And then what was my other mistake? Just over here. Completely winning though. Wow, I'm really happy with that game actually. That's the cleanest graph you're ever gonna get, right? All right, let's play the other viewer. But good game, Taco.